Good morning. Welcome for another edition of Stories from My Tree. We are counting down the days to Christmas and we are almost there. Can you believe it? And one of the ornaments that I have today, it kind of goes with the Santa Claus hat I'm wearing, is Santa Claus with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And when you push the button on Santa's belt buckle, Rudolph's nose lights up. Now, the story of Rudolph is a good two-pronged story to help us with our Stories from the Tree campaign this month. First of all, Rudolph was a misfit. He felt that because of his shiny red nose, he didn't fit, he didn't belong. But the thing about Rudolph's story is he was made uniquely and amazingly and wonderfully. And as a result of that, Rudolph, with his shiny red nose, was able to save Christmas. Now, personally, as a believer in Jesus, I know that we don't need a reindeer with a red nose to save Christmas. What we need is to know that there's a light that shines the way. And so what we read in John chapter 1 is that God came into the world as the light of the world to show us the way. Just as Rudolph's nose cut through the darkness and the fog during that great blizzard in the story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the light of the world in Jesus Christ comes into your life to dispel the fog, to cast out the darkness, and to give you the light of the world that you need to show you the way. So I don't know if you feel a little bit like Rudolph this year. I don't know if you feel like you don't quite fit in, you don't know where you belong, or maybe there's something about you that's not necessarily a shiny red nose, but maybe there's something about your life where you just wonder, where do I belong? Where do I fit? Well, I want you to know, and I want you to hear with conviction this morning, that God sent his one and only Son, Jesus, to be the light of the world, but to be the light of your world. He wants you to know that he sends his light into the world to help you see what makes you special and wonderful and amazing and unique, even fearfully so that you can go and you can help spread the light of Jesus, reflecting that image of God back into creation. And when we look at doing life that way, we come to recognize that there are places that only you can go. There are people with whom only you can speak, and there are ways that only you can help someone in a very precarious position know that there is hope and there is light. There's no doubt that there seems like a darkness and a fog that's covering our culture and our world right now. But just as Rudolph's nose was able to cut through that fog in the story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the light of the world can come in and cut through the darkness and the fog that you experience in life. And Jesus wants you to take what makes you unique and special and fearful and amazing and wonderful out into the world, to go into the places where maybe a heavy fog seems to have settled over someone's life and maybe darkness seems to abound. But he wants you to use what makes you special and you unique to help shine that light of God back out into the world, to know that even though it may feel like there's darkness and fog and haze and everything else around us, that there is still light in the world, and that God can and will use what makes you special and unique and wonderful to help shine that light in life for somebody else. So as we finish up today's edition of Stories from My Tree and we look at my Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer ornament, I want you to know that it doesn't count on we don't have to count on a red-nosed reindeer to come in and save Christmas for us, because I know that you probably have someone in your life who's trying to find a way for Christmas to be salvaged this year through grief, through depression, through problems at home, problems at work, just problems in general. And you have a unique opportunity with the light of God in your life, with what makes you special and unique and different, to go speak hope and peace and joy and love into someone else's life so that they can experience the light of Christmas that doesn't emanate from the red nose of a reindeer, but comes from the light of the world, Jesus Christ, who came in to cast the darkness aside, to bust through the fog, and to bring us the light of the world that we need to be able to see the way, the truth, and the life, and follow Jesus' lead to the Father. So that's today's story from the tree. I hope it finds you well, and may you know that that light of the world still shines in the world for us. It shines in your heart. And if you are looking for darkness and light to cast away the doubt and the despair this Christmas, it comes not from a reindeer, but from the one and only Son of God. And if you know someone who is living in that kind of a despair right now, use the light of the world in Jesus Christ, not a reindeer, to help point to that fact that there is hope and peace and joy and love for all of us. when we recognize that Jesus is the light of the world. Darkness doesn't understand it, can't comprehend it, never will. So that through the light of the world, we may know that there is indeed love at Christmas. Thanks. God bless. Have a great day. And I look forward to touching base with you tomorrow.